What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? How do I turn this off? Sound like you. Got something in your face. No makeup guy to take something off your face. Okay. Happy Monday morning. Happy Monday morning. Happy Monday morning. Happy Monday morning. Yeah, they said that Mondays are when people get a mild case of like not heart attack, but you know what I mean. Because some people hate Mondays so bad it just put their body through some kind of heightened stress for Monday mornings. I just say be happy that Monday is a morning that you woke up to see. You know, I know it's like cliche stuff, but really and truly, find something to be positive about today. Okay, let me try to get everything set up here. I got a few things set. I got 2 streams going right now. And so that's what I'm trying to do here. Get the, so I can see the other one. I want to see both of them. I want to see both of them. That's one up there. And then the other one will be down here. Let's see what I got. Rocking and rolling. So I'm rocking with the old school theme today because hold on. Because to be perfectly honest with you, I'm okay with old school, man. I'm okay with it. We were talking about it last week, and golly, what happened? I'm not logged in properly. I don't know what's going on. All right, let me close this out. Close all this out. Okay. All right, I'm going back in. It's not allowing me to see stuff, which is not good. Exit. Oh, come on, man. All right, let me. I tell you, man. You know, there are times you just gotta just be pissed at this stuff, man. It's like, yo, listen, cut it out already. You know, keep life simple. You know what? That makes sense to me. That makes sense to me. That makes sense to me. That makes sense to me.
On my
okay.
Or
Okay. I'm playing this guy, right? And that actually what inspired the show today on the old school. I mean, I'm working with old school vacuums. I got Electrolux and a curb that I'm going to be working on. But this guy was talking about cars. All right, and let me know if you agree. You might not be able to see it, right? The what he's saying, but you can hear it. And while I set up here, let me play. This guy's name is Anton. It's on the Millionaire Morning Show or something. But he was talking about cars, okay? And listen to it while I get myself set up here.
I should have added a V8 in it. I don't need screens I don't need an iPad on every single thing. Yes, you can simplify it if you want to make it a mass-produced vehicle that allows for soccer moms to get back and forth. And we want options. We want options. We want physical buttons. We want it integrated beautifully. We don't want to spend a bunch of money on, listen, we don't need all of that. I don't need speakers in my seat rests. I don't give a fuck about ambient lighting. I don't care about lumbar and all of that stuff.
Hey.
Men
hey, Ed! What's up, bro?
We like
Wait, Ed, hold on. I didn't see that. Let me pause this guy a second here, Ed. Hadn't seen you in a minute. Let me see. A G3 outer bag. Ed. Damn, bro. You know what, Ed? Let me check real quick. No, I don't think I have. Well, you know what? Let me not say that too quick. Let me not say that too quick, Ed. What I'm trying to do right now is visualize how fast I can get to the back and get to the box that I know I have some bags in, and see if I can get back here in time without it being too much of a delay. I'll do this for you, man, because you are super cool. Let me check, Ed. Let me see if I have a G3 bag back here. Because I was just back here the other day. I got some Ultimates and Diamonds and G5 bag, but I can't remember if I saw a G. Let me just double check the area I know I absolutely have bags in. Hold on. Hold on, Ed. Let me see something. My stock room is filled to the rim right now, so I'm stepping over vacuums and everything. But for you, dude, let me see. Okay, not here. Hold on. Not that. You know what? Hold on. Yeah. Okay, I found the box. Hold on. See, I found a Heritage, a G4, G5, G6. Damn. I got all of those guys in between. The G3 doesn't seem to be there. Let me check one more box. That's nice. They all showed up except for the 3. Wow. Okay, I'm coming back. I'm coming back on that side. On you, bro. Man, you can tell I just dropped a whole bunch of stuff. I dropped a whole bunch of stuff, man. Oh, man. When I told you I was serious, look, G5, G6, G4, Heritage, and even one of the, this is the regular style Heritage, and then they try to make these newer ones, which really flimsy, kind of, you know, with the filters on the inside. This has the canvas inside. Damn it, man! I don't have the 3. Let me see if my I know Kirby should still sell it, but I think they use the black, you know, the flap at the bottom here. This one, I think they don't do it white all the way anymore. I think they have that black lining on it. So the original, man, I still believe I have it though, bro. I just have to go through all that crap back there. But let me do a quick check anyway, for the sake of checking. Okay, give me a second. Yeah, but about the cars, man, I'm cool with that. You know, like, you know, of course you're gonna have a lot of cars with the flat screens, but I don't think every one of them need to be like that. The new ones, you know, keep things simple. Simple vehicles. You know, especially if something fails. You know, we were talking about it the other day that we had an Auric that is really supposed to be an old school type style vacuum, and it has a circuit board in it. And I guess the circuit board is if one of those models had the 2 speeds or the light and all that stuff, it was already installed. So, you know, you could put the 2 speed, I guess. But when that circuit board went out, the main function of the vacuum is done because it won't in like 3 seconds. And but then this vacuum didn't need all of that stuff. It didn't need the circuit board. It didn't need it, and just made it where the vacuum can't function. It's like, that's silly, you know. Let me see. I'm looking at my. Are you serious? Wait. Wow. Okay, so what they did away with the G3 bags. They now have a generic black universal bag. At least that's what my screen is showing me here. I would have to actually call Kirby to find out if I can order a G3 bag. But it says here the G3 bag, they stopped making it February 2025. So they stopped manufacturing the actual G3 bag February 2025. They had a universal bag at one time that went from the G3 through the Ultimate that they stopped making in February 2025. Also, that was gray. And now they have a black universal bag that they're using. So I'll do a search for you, Ed. I should still know how to get a hold of you. I should have the email, whatever. And if I find it, I'll let you know. Okay. I just have to move some things out the window back for me to absolutely get a clear look at it. All right, but hey, man, thanks for tuning in, man. It was it was good. It was real cool to see your name pop up there, bro. Oh man, that's awesome. Let me see something. My goodness, I remember that from the 90s. When I was a kid, a man came to the house selling the exact vacuum and sold it to her. She used it for years, such as classic vacuum. Wow. All right, that's awesome, man. OJ. Then, okay, hold on, time out. These names, I have to get it right. Hold on. OJ didn't Daltix. OJ didn't. Hey, man, respect. And rest in peace. Let me see. Is that mom or? But rest in peace. Yeah, she passed away in 2024, but she had love for vacuum cleaners. That's cool. You know what's funny, man? I didn't even realize how much love people have for vacuums. Because I used to sell these. I was one of those guys. Because I remember someone came to my mother's house and sold my mom a Kirby. Well, no, my bad. He did a demo. He did a demo of the Heritage. I remember the Heritage demo in my house. And my mom had a Eureka, the black and white bag. Eureka, the one that looks like the Sanitaire style. And I still have that memory in my mind, you know. And I remember him being on his knee, almost like, you know, when you're, because that's how they taught us to do the demo, kind of. Like the customer sitting there and we're kind of kneeling when, you know, like this, like one knee, and we're talking, you know. So I remember him in that position. And to think that a few years later, I started working with the company. And so I ended up selling my mom the first Kirby. She bought it from me. She was like, okay, fine, I'll buy it from you. I didn't really sell it, you know. She just bought the Kirby from me just to help her son out. And I'm thinking a lot of Kirbys are sold like that. It's called a countdown weekend. When the countdown weekend is when the new recruits come in and they go sell it to aunts and uncles and, you know, friends and, you know, stuff like that. And then the idea is to hope that these guys like hang in there for the long haul, but to ensure that the sales keep coming, the company recruits again the following week. So this way, if those guys fall off, then you got a brand new countdown weekend coming in again, you know. It's what it is, man. That's how it ran for a lot of years. I don't know how Kirby do it exactly right now. But the new people was the lifeblood of the. Without the new guys, it would have fizzled out, you know. new people created the excitement because they got their first sale, and guys would come up front and talk about the sales and how I got my sale, and this is the objection. And I'll be honest with you, regardless of forget the company name, let's just think about that as a let's say performance reinforcement type of routine, right? If you have like a sales business, some business may not be able to do it because of schedules or how fast things have to move. But that had a big impact on how successful I became in the business because, and a lot of people, because every day you get to hear what someone else did and how they overcame it. And then you may not have, didn't get a sale the day before, so you're listening to that meeting and you're like, oh, okay, so he did that. Oh, okay. You know, and he said, man, the lady told me that she don't want to buy because of, you know, whatever. And then I told her this. Oh, I said this, and I offered this deal. And they're like, oh, okay. So you then go and try that, right? Or if you felt down, man, I didn't sell nothing yesterday, man, I feel like a piece of crap. Then that day, the day you came in that morning, they pump you up. Hey, listen, man, let's put up a new contest. We're gonna give away a motorcycle, for the next 2 months. The top, and then you might just get pumped up that day, And then every day there's a clinic, so they're teaching you how to close, how to, it was good. Now there's some distributors who just didn't do good, didn't pay people properly. That's just, and every business is gonna have people who don't do things right. But the people I was with, they were really on top of their game. So they kept, it was positive. I had a good time there, man. I spent a lot of years in that business. And then decided to just open. I realized that every time the business closed, if a guy didn't succeed in a new territory and he closed shop, he already sold people in that territory and there was no service center left. So the people didn't know where to find help. And I was like, you know what? I should open up a shop. So, because people are always selling in this area. And I said, and they come in, they sell, and they're gone. They come in, they sell, and they're gone. And so people in the area, the surrounding counties, they didn't have really a dependable place to go to for supplies and stuff like that and stuff. So that's came up with the idea. I said, man, hey, I should open up a shop. And here I am. But that's what's up, man. Yeah, Ed collect Kirby's, man. Ed, I saw. Ed said send me a picture of a couple of Kirby's he got. I remember the gold Kirby's, the gold-plated distributor Kirby's. That my distributor earned one. Another guy I worked with in Rockingham. He had a gold Kirby, gold-plated. They played, gold-plated. And some of them they have the distributor's name etched into it or the contests or whatever. So those only the distributors get those. So if you have that, that's like literally one of maybe 50, 25 maybe, because they make them specifically for a contest period, and they made it specifically for the distributors that won it. So that machine wasn't just mass produced, all over the world kind of thing. It was only for a contest. So if you have that, they were made specifically for someone or for a particular contest. So that's pretty cool, man. The oldest vacuum I worked on, Ed, was a 1949. I'm talking just last week, a 1949 Rainbow vacuum. 1949, bro. And still running. It just had, just needed a couple of tweaking. A few things was off, a few things were broken. And luckily, there was a part I needed that I had to go on Marketplace. And a guy was selling a part. I really just wanted to make sure I serviced this lady, and because this was a cool thing to work on. And he had one, and I didn't even need the whole thing to be good. I just needed a particular piece, because they didn't sell it. And I didn't want to jack up her machine just to make something fit. I could have, cut a hole and all that stuff and kind of wedge and make something work. But I wanted to keep it as original as possible. And so 1949, bro, still runs, still kicking. So I'm still a fan of old school, man. I like the simple vacuums. The guy was just talking about cars, like we don't really need all of that craziness, man. I'll be honest with you. They'll probably even be more profitable if you made a car that was upgradable, like specifically upgradable. Like you can buy a car at this level, and not just where you have to have some specialist upgrade it. I mean, where you can literally just the parts are readily available. You can add this to it. You can add that. You can boost it. That would be cool. I think that would be something that would be sellable, man. I think that would work. Okay, let me change these wheels. These wheels are bald. See that? These wheels are bald to the bone. So I'm gonna flop. I'm gonna take this whole thing apart though, but I'm gonna change the wheels out. All right. Put some new wheels on. I say he has 4 gold Kirby's. You have a 1990? Get out of here, bro. Get out of here. You have where the hell do you find that from, man? A 1919 to 1921 Kirby, cordless. Dude. He said, "What? At one point, did you decorate you were to become the master of vacuums?" I have the power. Oh man, no, I wish I knew more, man. You know what's messed up? When you are so consumed with everyday stuff that you can hardly even stop to take in new stuff. I try my best to to read, to keep my reading going, because you'll lose that too. This is a Milton Friedman book here, and I got some Thomas Sowell books and stuff like that. Because if there's some things that you just have to. So when it comes to vacuums, even though I'm in the industry, you gotta stop and purposely try to learn some new things in it, because if you don't, you'll just get you'll get stuck. Become the master of vacuums, there's some things I need to learn. I'm not the best at robot vacuums. I'll break it down. I can swap out the wheels, swap out batteries. I can check to see where the issues are. I can look up what this error means. You know what I mean? I'll fix it, the little bumpers, But when it comes to that motherboard and fixing the motherboard, if the problem is in the board itself, that's where I'm a little chunky, man. Even with the soldering, my soldering is not. It's like, damn it, it's not melting, shit, So my soldering is not the best. My soldering is very clunky soldering, man. I even bought the one that had the gun, where the soldering lead just kind of automatically hits the tip, just because I was so clunky with the solder. So I still have to improve on that, man, before I can even try to say that I'm the master at anything like that. Robot vacuums is the thing that got me, so I'll work on it, I'll fix them, I'll figure out what's wrong, but that motherboard, I haven't taken a class on fixing those things. It'd be crazy that a computer repair guy would be able to fix those a lot faster than a vacuum repair guy. Imagine that one. Hold on, where's my other chat? Where's my other one up here? Who's up there? Yeah, where's up there? Let me see. Hey, hey, listen. Hey, Clinic, I want to show you something. I think I'm going to add that icon that you just put up there to my board. I actually changed my mind. I was going to put it for a drawing, but I'm going to put it up for a bid. Okay? I'm not going to give my board away. I'm going to put it up for a bid. A person's going to feel like they won the bid on this board. I have the board here. It's not done yet, but I'm going to show you what I have so far. Okay? But that icon I am going to use on the board. Let me show it. Because some of these icons represent some people that's passed through the channel and, you know, give us a thumbs up. Some people donate to the channel and things of that nature. And I'm going to show you the board. Okay? Here it is. This is what I got so far. It's, you know, it's a little clunky character. I don't know, but this is really for hanging on the wall. I don't know if you're gonna want this guy staring at you all day, but you know, put in your man cave or whatever, or your woman cave. And but I have a couple of icons from YouTube icons. We got this crying guy. We got this one here. We got Tinkerbell. This is for Brienne right here, and a couple of these guys. Well, this is just, I just wanted to add this, and this is for David and a couple of guys. So this is for ICT car guy right here. So I'm gonna put that little hand for you, buddy. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna put the hand. I think I'm gonna put it. Where do you? Okay, how's this? Where would you think I should put that hand on this board here, right? I could do it up top here somewhere. Probably here. I could do it here. I could probably paste it here, the bottom or top. And I'll just put that down, bottom or top. Let me know. Nah, I'm looking for the comment. All right. Okay. I'll see. But thanks though. All right, let's keep rocking and rolling with this, and I'll keep my eye out for the chat here to see if you had a comment, or you may even have a different icon you want me to put up there, if that's the case. Hey Ed, if you're still there, man, just let me know. I'll put you on here too, buddy. Because they're tiny icons, you know, so it's not like I'm redoing the entire piece. I'm just adding little spots here and there just to represent, you know, folks that's passed through the channel and gave their love, man, and I appreciate it. And so I'm gonna put up for bid. I'm gonna start at like $1, you know, that kind of thing. And so, because if no one else bid, then you get it for $1. But at least you bought it. At least you bought it. You know what I mean? And then I'll just ship it out. You're gonna have to you cover the shipping too, okay? So, I don't know. Maybe the shipping is $10 or whatever it is. But yeah, that's what I'll do. Top or bottom? Okay. All right. I'll do it. Top or bottom? I'll figure it out, and I'll just, you know, it's just a hand. You know, just let me see. You know, what's the two little dots at the top though? I see over the finger, over the the two little dots. It might be like a. I'll figure that out. I made a board for someone that, oh my God, man, I'm trying to remember. He collected them. He had them on his wall. Sent me a picture. God, man, my memory is shot, man. But it was so cool, man. I made this guy, and then he showed me the boards that he had on his wall. You know, some other boards. Some of them were really funky, nice looking, you know. And mine was weird. Mine was like a portrait. It was like a woman. She had pink hair and like colorful face and all that stuff. And I did like a portrait, but it was pretty cool. I liked it. So and then he sent me back the picture. Look at this, of it on the wall. So whoever buy this, then I would love for you to send me a picture of it, how you have it set up, if you're interested. But I'll let you guys know when I'm gonna put it up for a bid. All right. Yeah, I thought about getting it. I was like, you know what? Nah, I'm gonna put it up for a bid, man. I think that's the best way to do it. That means you earned it. You didn't. Someone didn't just give it away to you. You'll even have a story behind it. And I won this in a bid. Son, grandson, I won this in this bid years ago. Okay. I must get this motor out of here. All right. I remember when they first started using a torque screw, and they would mix the torque screw with the. I've never even seen these before. When they first came out, this is a G4. So this is from 1996. And I've never even seen torque screws before because I wasn't mechanically. I was a salesman. I never fixed stuff. I didn't even learn to fix my own car until late 2000s. Maybe 2010, around there. I've been driving since 92. And then I just got fed up one day, and I was like, man, everything is like $500, man. Screw this. I'm gonna learn to do this shit myself. It just got, I was like, you know what it was? I took something to the dealer, and when I found out how simple it was, and I'm like, you charge me that much for this simple thing? I felt stupid. I felt like, because it wasn't like he charged me $150. I probably wouldn't have been a big deal. Maybe it was a good thing that he charged me that much, because then it wouldn't have motivated me to learn to change my own brakes, change my starter, change fuel pump, stuff like that. I probably wouldn't have done it. I would have just kept being like, okay, fine, I'll pay you, you do it. And then I found out how easy it was, and I was like, damn, come on, guys, you're killing me. What? That was too easy. It was just an unplug and plug in. I think it was a thermostat? It was something that you and plug in. I swear, man. It maybe it had you had to use a socket, but it was something that you put a socket in, right? It's a little one nut. It was one whatever, right? One nut, probably a 10 millimeter, whatever. Socket in, clip it, boom, done. And I'm like, holy cow, you guys charged me that much for that little thing that you just did. You must have charged me to open up the damn, I think they charged me to open up the hood. They charged me for grabbing the socket. They got one charge for that, one charge for this, and every time they charge for every, they must have charged for every movement, and then the part, and then to close the hood down, and then to drive it off the lot. They charged me $100 for each movement or some shit like that, and that pissed me off, man. And then I said, man, let me learn to do my own stuff, man. This is nonsense. I'm not gonna be anybody's victim, and I'm not paying for your thing. Now, I respect the service business. It's just that I felt like I was being I felt like I was just being abused, man. Oh my God. All right. So I'm gonna rinse this guy out. I'm gonna clean him out, right? I'm gonna go to Electrolux next. I gotta figure out what's happening with this Lux. But I'm gonna clean this guy out. This is the second Kirby that I had to kind of strip down last week and this week. Buff him up. He don't look like he has a lot of scratches. Not too much. I can handle this here pretty easy. This is the part that normally they'll just tear up, and this is not that bad. This is okay. So buff this out, and she need a new brush. You need a new brush roll here, and new wheels. All right. So I'm gonna move all of this out the way, and I'm just gonna change the wheels before I take it off the table, and then we're gonna put this Electrolux up top. Yeah. Now I'm not saying that you have to fix everything yourself. It's just certain things are not that difficult, man. And if it's not that difficult, the prices shouldn't be in the hundreds. You know, it's like, come on. It shouldn't be in the hundreds, man. You shouldn't be charging me $500 to plug something in. You know, that's all I'm saying, man. But you know, it is what it is. You do what you got to do. You make your money. Once I learned, then I learned. That's all. I'm not trying to stop you from making your cash, but once I learned the deal, then I was gonna save my money, like everybody, like every normal person would. Gonna save my money. All right. Okay. So now these are sold also. When you're trying to polish this thing out, sometimes if you don't remove this, it can get kind of screwed up with the buffing wheel. So you have to play it by ear. The only difference with the G4s and the is it the 5 when they started doing that? They have a wider gasket. So if you try to use the G4 hose on, let's just say, an Ultimate, you're gonna run into. I think the G4 is the last of the thin gaskets, if I'm not mistaken. I think after the G4, then we had the wide gasket, and the only difference is the hose don't quite fit, because the G4s and the G3s, the hose have a gasket of its own, and then that kind of fits around here, so it's like a double seal. And then after that, they remove the gasket from the hose, and you just have the big wide gasket. So what I've done, I've had to switch out like the cup, the end cup, the one that clips to here. And if the person had, let's say it was a G3, I just slice the gasket off the hose, just slice it, and make it so I can use it on another Kirby. But yep. Little things that may not matter to a lot of people. Let me see what you got here. Automotive industry realized that repairs were simple. They have since spent billions to re-engineer the entire automobile to overcompensate and prevent DIY repairs. Honda. Imagine that one. Imagine that one. You're gonna go through all of that trouble to prevent DIY. Well, then they just remove some mandate. Was it EPA mandate? They removed some mandate about for vehicles. They say it's going to transfer into about cheaper vehicles. I don't see that happening quite. I know it's probably going to allow the auto industry to keep more profits. I don't know if it's going to translate into cheaper vehicles, but I do think that whoever invests in those auto industries might see maybe a little boost in their stock. But they've done a lot of things, man, that was just not over the past couple of years that wasn't consumer friendly. Because at the end of the day, we're the ones that are keeping things alive, and spending the money, and you want a good return. It's not getting in a victim position. It's just that you want a good return, man. And the way we show that we're not happy with the return is how we spend our money. That's it. I'm not happy with what you guys are doing, but we don't work collectively enough to do that, because we're compulsive buyers, most of us. You see the new thing and you want to get it. then you're sold that you need it. Absolutely, you got to have this new thing. Yeah, a lot of industries are going to learn lessons, though, man. I think there's a lot of things that end up having to take a step back because they went too far. You know, it's funny. I'm listening to the speech over the European is it eunuch, and then I was listening to the Obama had some sit down interview, and they were talking about, I think we went too far with some of this stuff. It's like, oh yeah, you think so? But there's an ebb and flow, man. There's an ebb and flow. You think you went too far? You think so? Yeah, I think we went too far. It's like, oh, come on, man. But every industry, I think, goes through that. We went too far. We went too far. It was like ridiculous. What are you doing? But a lot of times, those lessons are not learned. Oh, hey! Those lessons are not learned unless you went through the thing, unless you really, stepped in it, and then you learn your lesson. But along the way, people are telling you, hey, I think you guys are going too far. They're like, no, not far enough. Okay. All right, keep going. Let's see what happens. You think you went too far? I think we went too far. So the auto industry, we don't know. We'll see what they're going to do with this. We'll see what they're going to do. But for the industry I'm in, though, okay, that was that. I think a lot of these guys, they need to dial it back some, and they need to go back to simplicity, and find a way to make simple things even better. Like, it don't have to be lame to be simple. You can make it. I mean, you can be innovative with simple. You can show how. Let me show you how innovative we can be with this simple thing to give you more. But anyway, we'll see. We'll see. It don't have to be complicated. I would hate that one sensor goes out on something and the whole damn thing is broken, and the sensor was just something stupid like dust detector. It detects dust in the air. So I'm vacuuming and it has a detector to detect dust in the air. Okay, and the dust detector is malfunctioning and the vacuum can't work. That's where I come from with this, how silly some of that stuff is. No. One, I don't need a dust detector, but if I do decide I need one, let's say I have a lot of allergies, I would hate that the entire vacuum can't work because the dust detector is on a break. It should just be that the dust detector part is not working, but I can still vacuum, just without the dust detector. But no. Oh man, let me see. We're two of the last holdout in the industry, but it looks like likely to be doing the same. Oh, so Honda and Toyota were two of the last holdouts. Okay. Yeah, yeah. But man, let me ask you a question. Do you think are they servicing the market, right? Where the market is asking for this, like we are the market, right? So is the market asking for this? Where they're like, well, we got to service the market, or is the market being sold that they need something, right? And because the market is being sold that it needs something, now they feel like they have to service the market. You get what I'm saying? Like, are we actually asking for this, or are we being convinced that we need it, and then they have to? Well, I mean, they need it, so we're gonna have to do this then. You get what I'm saying? I don't want to make it complicated, but Because I don't know. I mean, are we asking for this? I mean, are we asking for stuff to break down faster? Are we asking for this, stuff to be cost more but do less? Or, are we asking for washing machines that, you know what I mean? Are we asking for stuff, or are we being convinced that we need it, and then all of a sudden the manufacturers are like, well, hey man, our polls show that the population wants this. Do we though? I'm just saying, man. Some of the things that they do is just like, who's asking for this? I mean, unless I'm so out of touch. Like I'm so out of touch. Am I that out of touch with some? Because some of the stuff that they present to us, not just mechanics, just ideas in the marketplace. Like, I don't think we're asking for this, but then they act as if like everybody is asking for it. I'm like, oh, are we though? Like, do we want this? Okay, so I got the wheels off. All right, I'm looking for a brush though. I'm trying to clean this thing up a little bit. I'm gonna clean it up later anyway, but like brush it out and get your little brush to clean it. Hey Ed, it depends on person. I'm happy with a 6-cylinder, 3-speed car, bare bones car. Yes, Ed. Yeah, yes, Ed. I'm down with you, man. I'm down with that. I think all a person would want is the opportunity for the car to be upgraded. Like, 'cause the simplicity of the car. Let me see what the guy was saying. Hold on, Ed. I hope he's not cursing too much, but he said something. Just give me a second. Let me hear what he has to say again.
Work on our own car. We like.
Hold on, let me do it again. Let me go back.
And all of that stuff. Men don't care about. We like the sound of a V8. We like the ability to be able to work on our own car. We like the basics and allowing for us to be able to get to and from, and we want that mug to look sweet. And that's it. And we good. And we want it to be affordable to where we can actually buy it and do some customization work to it. All of that other stuff, we don't care about none of that other stuff, bro. We can put our own turbos on there if we want to. We can put our own superchargers on there if we want to. We want to be able to change our own oil.
Does that make sense?
We don't care about Harman, Carmen, audio. We don't care about none of that shit. If we want to, we'll do our own sounds, everything. Cut all of that stuff out of there. Cut all of the costs, everything, bro. Figure it. We can figure the rest out ourselves. Give us something that looks beautiful, that harkens back and acknowledges some of the beautiful cars of the past. Give us the option to get a V8. We don't need the passenger to have a fucking screen on their side too. What they gonna do? What they gonna do on a screen on their side?
Okay.
You know
what you said? This guy's not far off from where we're at, right? See what I'm saying? Now I don't mind you know what I think? Do you know what I think, man? I think somebody in one of these car companies are going to get smart, and they're going to carve out a market for the simple car and say, you know what, guys, we're going to have a retro division or whatever, and we're going to have this plant in wherever, Texas or wherever. This plant is going to make the retro version of our vehicles. Simplified, still sleek, smooth, all that stuff. And I guarantee you there are going to be people that would buy that car. We're gonna break it down. You still got radio, you still got, your power windows. I mean, I don't know how many people want to do this again, right? But you still have your power windows, you still have basic stuff. And if you want to, shit, man, I want the one where I can wind up my own windows. So when you reach over, you can do this. I remember those, you know. I had a car like that, man. You know, I got a little window up. It may give us some exercise, you know. Oh my God. Imagine how far back you gotta go to give that shit to teenagers, you know. The starter car for teenagers. You gotta do that. Oh man, it's like Sabbath, one of the guys on the show last week. He said, "Yeah, man, we need kids to get the phones that has the cord, the wind up cord, you know, the twirly cord that's on the wall, you know, that wall phone that we used to have. And if you wanted privacy, you have to go to the other room, and the cord is like, yeah, if you had a long cord, you were really doing something if you had the long cord, okay? Because now you can actually, you know, you can go and have privacy. You can close the door and you can talk in that room, you know." and then your and then your mom would pick up the phone like, "Hey, Wayne, I need to make a phone call." Hang up the phone right in the middle of your conversation. Oh my God. Okay, mom, get off now. Oh my Lord, man. That was funny. But I would think a division, a car company would do that, man. I would think that would be a slick move. Retro, man. And then they make the cars that look like the 60s, or you make some cars that look like, not like what they did with the Bug, because I think they did that with the Bug, but I don't know how, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know I don't know how that worked. Maybe it sold. I never looked at the numbers, how well the Bug sold. I don't know if they still make that Bug anymore, Volkswagen Bug. I don't know how the numbers worked on that, but who knows? Who knows, man? I'm down for simple, bro. And it doesn't mean I don't love technology. I love technology. I love technology, man. I love that stuff. It's and I guess, look, man, if I was on the side where we're just thinking about dollars, it's just that, you know what I would be afraid of, even though I was just thinking about the dollars, the drawback, the pushback. That's what I'll be thinking about. I'll be afraid of a competitor that will come in and solve the problem I just created, and we didn't solve it. That's what I would be afraid. If I was that company, and I'm making products that, at purposely, we're not providing parts for repair, right? The products are not only are we not providing parts for repair, they're breaking down, right? Then I made the warranty hard to process, so now you have to ship it back to me, right? Eventually, I will be afraid that I'm creating a problem that a competitor is going to come in and solve. That's why I wouldn't want to do that. I wouldn't want to create that, even though I'm thinking, hey guys, we're going to generate more sales, you know, because people now they're gonna like the product. We put a lot of money in advertising, so it is a popular brand. People want it. We're going to sell a lot. But then guess what? We're going to have them come back and buy more because it's going to break down. You know, let's say that was the plan behind the scenes, right? I would be in that boardroom saying to the guys, we're creating a competitor by doing this. We're creating our competitor. That's what I would be thinking. So, anyway, that's my little 2 cents on that. Wait, this is too big for this. Is this really this? Did I really stretch it out that far? The little clamp. Okay, where's my pliers? We're creating a competitor. I'm telling you. Somebody will slip in, and hopefully someone do, man. I mean, that's the reason for a free market. Hopefully someone slips in, okay, and decide that, hey, you know what? they created an avenue for us. Let's take it. Okay, so I just have to put 2 new caps, hubcaps on this thing. I think they have one, but I think she said the other one was busted. So I'm gonna find a hubcap. Let me clean this out a little bit. I'm gonna find a hubcap that I can replace this with. And I'm looking for my brush, man, my little toothbrush that I use to clean my stuff with. Can't find it right now. Let me see something. Do I have something else back here? Oh, do I have something here that I can use to clean out the dust out of this? No, it's not back here. Oh, here it is. Here's one. Here's one. Just want to properly clean this out. Lubricate down here a little bit also. Okay, lubricate our gears a little bit too while we're in here. Okay. I have a WD lubricate one. Specifically, it has lubricate, but this is the one I like the best. I like Blaster out of all of them. I like Blaster. Okay, this guy is still good. Now, when this guy is bad, right? This selector is when this part is. How do I show you this? Let me draw it. Let me draw it. Okay, I'm gonna show you 2 different versions. Now there's a part here, this part right here. Okay, this section right here looks like this. It looks like this. Aye. Okay, it looks like this. Okay. Okay, good. It looks like this. I don't know if you can see it. Of course. Of course. Of course. Let's do it again. Okay. Of course, man. Okay. It looks like this. Okay, that little section looks like this. So what that does is moves the gears. It will move the little mechanism that moved the gear. I'll show you in a second. Now, when you need to replace it, it'll start looking like, it'll look like this. And it's instead of being rounded like this, it got eaten out. Like this much of it is gone. Okay? And then sometimes even you'll see a gash here. It'll like eaten out. You'll see a gash. It starts to gash away right here. Now what happens when this is eaten out, the way for you to tell that it's not that it probably needs to change is when you move your Kirby back and forth, you hear click 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 click. Now sometimes that's the reason, and sometimes it's because this thing is loose. This is falling off. Okay, and it doesn't have the stiffness anymore to move the slider back and forth. So let me show you what I'm doing. I'm gonna put this in here like this. Okay, and then I'm gonna put it back here. So I insert. I'm inserting this into a hole, this here, and I'm lining this up with the screw with the hole at the bottom. So I'm just kind of putting it in here like this. Make sure, hold on, let's make sure it's in drive when you insert it, right? Put it in here like this. And then put this back in here. Make sure it's snug, that that little knob is in this section right here, nice and flush. So now when I move this, it moves the gear. I don't know if you can see it, but move the gears back and forth, back and forth. All right? And when you go like this, you shouldn't hear click, 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 click. Okay? All right. All right, so that's the first part of this. I'm going to be buffing this up, cleaning this stuff up, get some, you know what works good on these things on the side? Some good old-fashioned alcohol. Can knock that out real quick for you. Let me see something. I put alcohol in this 409 sprayer right here. All right. Alcohol is like, now this here is really bad because you can tell there's a lot of paint. A lot of paint. This is, I mean, you probably need to get a knife and scrape this off, but for the sake of the demo, I'm just going to stick with the alcohol. Sweet. I'm almost there. Sweet. All right. Hold on. We're not done yet. Okay. And then just wipe this bad boy off. And there you go. Huh? Nice. And then if you want, you could put like, I don't know, like some kind of shine. What do you call those guys? Armor All or one of those guys if you want. Or you could just buy a new bumper if it pisses you off that much. But the difference between here and here is really kind of what we're talking about, you know. All right, so you can clean this off. All right, so I'm gonna get all this later. All right, last thing on this Kirby. All right. All right. So for those people who have Kirby's and who are always wondering, like, man, now some of this stuff, some guys who used to the channel, they've heard already. But a lot of people saw us for the first time. It's the first time they're seeing us. Never saw us before, you know. So, you know, if you find me repeating this stuff, it's you know, it's just so for the sake of the newbie. So some people suffer from bags, you know, dirty bag smell like pets. You've been, think about it, you've been using this thing for the last 15 years and never washed the bag, right? So it's like wearing a shirt for a year or more and never washing it. After a while, it's just gonna be funky, you know? So you can wash your bag. Now, some guys throw the whole thing into the washer. I say no. I say just take this off like this. Careful, because you don't want this thing to snap. Like, you don't want it to break totally, you know? Okay, you can, I mean, it can come all the way out if you want, but sometimes if they're brittle, they can break. Okay, so you don't want that either, right? And you put this like this, just kind of move the rubber out the way. Okay, and slide your inner tube out. That's like the Predator taking the spine out the guy, you know, Predator. Anyway. All right. Man, I'm still a kid, man. I still like certain kind of. Okay, and okay, so this you can clean up and all that stuff, and then you wash this. Just wash it like regular. Okay. Now, if you don't want to put this stuff in your, what do you call it? Your washer, dryer. Just take it outside. You know, get all the gunk out first. You know, like here and all that stuff. Get that stuff out first, and just wash it. Okay, put your fabric softeners and all the good stuff to make things smell good, and it'll eliminate that smell just like that. You'd be surprised. Okay, and that's it. That's it for the Kirby. Okay. All right, now I gotta figure out what the hell's going on with this bad boy here. I'm gonna plug him in. And let's see what's going on. Okay. Oh, wow. So, So now I'm looking at the feedback from there. You couldn't see that drawing. I'm sorry about that. Couldn't see the drawing. It's like, what am I looking at? Okay, let's turn this on. Now, with these Electroluxes, it'll let you know that it's receiving electricity, which is good. Nothing wrong with that, right? Nothing wrong with that. And it has a kind of a glowing light right here, let you know that electricity is coming in. But then when you hit this button, you're supposed to be able to turn it on. And if you're not getting any power, then what's next? Okay, well, let's see. What's next? What will determine whether or not this thing can turn on or not, right? That I can do myself as an individual at the house. Well, the first thing I can check is the switch here. Let me see if this switch is being pressed down. There's a micro switch selector. Well, I don't even think it's a micro switch. I think it's an actual on and off switch that when you push it down, it pushes it to on. And it has a spring on it that it pushes it back up to off when this is depressed. So it's not actually a micro switch. It's an on and off switch, but it's located right here, underneath on the inside of this thing, underneath the bucket, right underneath this bucket here. So I'm gonna turn it on and see if the power still comes on. We don't have to go any further. Okay. So what it is what I noticed here, take a look at this. This bag, see this bag has a bump on it. That means this side of the bag is not strong enough to push down on that selector. So if I turn it around this way, let's see if it works, okay? I hope that helps somebody. Okay, so that needs some pressure. Now, I've bypassed the switch before. I've just eliminated it altogether and left it on. Some people can do that because they don't want. The idea of this is that it's supposed to protect your machine and you, but really probably more the machine, from sucking things in, accidentally turning this on, and destroying the motor by, I don't know, a bunch of dirt or something gets sucked into the motor. So it's not supposed to turn on if this is open. It's a safety switch, okay? But like I was saying about the sensors, if that one thing is broken, should the whole machine be broken, right? You see what I'm saying? So this is just an added feature. This is like an added a sales feature to say, hey, guess what? We have a safety feature for you, just for you. Okay, this machine will not turn on if the bag is not inserted. And then you can explain why. Now, you probably never needed a safety feature before. Maybe your last vacuum was an Oric. You plug it in, you turn it on. Even if the bag is not in it, it's still gonna run, right? But now this added safety feature just became a problem if it doesn't work properly. All right, well then this is done. Is that something? Oh my God. That's the way things are, guys. What can I tell you, man? That's the way things are. Okay, I'll give you an example of this. This happens in our society. So, kids play sports in school, right? And kids have recess in school, and kids do stuff in school. The stuff that, if you're older like me, you remember those days, recess and all that. And then something started to shift in school where they said, we're going to make it safer for the kids. We're going to make it where, people, we're going to do anti-bullying stuff and anti-this and anti-that. But what happens is that you also created another problem. You see? So one thing, we try to fix one thing, right? And we create another thing. And did the one thing even need fixing? I don't know. It's up to you. But now that you did that, now you have a generation that is super sensitive and can't take criticism and can't take the normal human thing to want to make our point and want to be aggressive, but without destroying the place, without calling you. They can't stand being called names, but they'll call you the worst names in the whole world. Oh man, I'm laughing at myself, guys. Don't worry about it. Okay, so yeah, so now you also you do the same for sports, and now the sports are not as it's like you create different rules to make it safe and all this. All of a sudden, it's just like, come on, man. Ah, God, we're overcorrecting, right? So the same thing with these things here. Imagine having a new car, and I don't know, you have your. I don't think anyone's suffering from this right now, but you have those sensors in your wheels to let you know if your wheels are going low, right? But just imagine that your car can't run because the sensors are. That's the extreme I'm saying. Or you can't pass an inspection because one of those lights are on. And what's the light for? Some knucklehead thing that they think you needed for a sales feature, but then I can't pass my inspection because of that. Things like that I'm saying. All right, so anyway, guys, I think that's it for today. But I wanted to let you know that we're gonna be putting this up. I'm gonna let you know because I'm doing some final touches to our skateboard deck. I'm gonna add a few more little icon emoji stuff on here. Okay, I'm gonna put one up for Tar Clinic. And put maybe one or two more things in here, tighten up the little places that need to be fixed up, and add some more color and all that stuff, and fix up this little girl here, give her fingers or something, because right now it just looks like she have like paws or something. I don't know. I have to fix that. And then I put my hardener over it, and then I'm gonna let you guys know when we can bid on it. The grass is still chunky. I don't like the grass, but I'm getting back into it, guys. This is me getting back into my thing, and the next one's gonna be better. How's that? That's what happened when I take so much time off. I feel chunky again. So I will be putting this up for a bid. I'm gonna sign my name on it and everything. And like I said, the bid is going to start at $1 bid, and I'm going to see whoever's interested in getting it, and they can win it, and I'll ship it to them. And they got it, and they earned it. They said, I bought this at an auction or whatever. Okay? Let me get this out of the way. I don't want to knock it over. And I'm going to, if it's still there, Ed, I'm going to be looking for that bag for you, and then I'll let you know if I can ship it out. All right? All right, guys. Thanks for coming. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being cool. And I will see you guys later. What time is it? 9:24. Okay, look at that, man. It's not that bad. I did okay. Today. Peace and hair grease, everybody. All right, so this one is done. And you guys will be see something. Make sure I didn't. Second, exit. Okay, that's that. See you laters. See you later. Stay positive.